Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore on the PS5. Tonight, round 10 of Season 4, we're heading to the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. And I know we were supposed to do this race on Friday, but I was tired. I thought I'll get a little nap, I'll set an alarm on my phone, I'll sleep for just a couple of hours, just a little power nap kind of thing, just to recharge the batteries. And next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh, bugger. So that's why we had no race on Friday. My sleep schedule's been all out of whack since I've been started playing Helldivers. So, yeah, apologies for that. But here we are, ready for round 10, our sprint race weekend here in Austria. And let's hope for a really strong result. We got a really good result in the last race, and I'm hopeful we can continue that form here. Weather-wise, we do have another potentially wet weekend. Friday is going to be very wet. That's definitely going to be a rain-affected quali. I'm almost certain of that. The sprint race itself will be dry. And then, who knows what the weather's going to be like on the Sunday. We've got light rain forecast, so that could be like Canada, where pretty much the entire thing is in the wet. Or it could just be a small part, or, you know, it could start dry, go wet, and then go dry again. We don't know. We'll have to see how that shakes out. But, yeah, let's see what we can do. I know we did all the sort of housekeeping and stuff before we entered the stream, but it's been a few days, and I've been playing a bit of F1 Manager in the background over the weekend as well on a different file, so I can't remember exactly where we are. Let's try and catch up. So our new rear wing, which I had hoped to have here, is still 3 days away because of the design center burning down again. Suspension is also delayed. So let's see. 3 days. We will have a rear wing for Silverstone, 2 if we rush them, and then the suspensions we'll have in time for Budapest. So that's not too bad. These are probably going to be the last parts that we put on the car for quite some time. We might throw another one on later, you know, in the season, but I think because we are already running low on funds and we are going to have to buy a new powertrain for Oscar at some point, we're probably down to the point where it's just research from now on. We've got a pretty strong car. Our objective is 5th. I could keep chasing performance to try and finish as high as possible, but then we will definitely run out of money and not be able to continue research. And I don't want short-term gain for a long-term pain. I don't want to sacrifice any kind of chance of decent performance next season just to chase after a little bit of extra performance this year. So, yeah, these might be the very final parts that we actually put on this year's car. Time will tell. But, yeah, we are definitely running low on funds in the cost cap. It's not an ideal situation. I hope I'm good on spare parts. Yes, we are. That's excellent news. We're going to start wearing some of these out before we start looking at upgrading any further, I think. Let's see. Where does our car sit on the grid right now? Well, yeah, there you go. Very, very quick in straight line. And very good DRS. Acceleration's pretty good. Very good in the low speed. Average in the medium and high speed. That could do with a little bit of a tweak. And the dirty air obviously needs a bit of work as well. But hopefully those will be improved with those new parts coming. Round out the downforce a little bit more evenly. Just correct those little defects that we have in our performance. But I'm quite encouraged by that performance, and our brake and engine cooling is looking pretty good as well, 5th and 7th. That's definitely useful. So, with all that said, what do I think we can achieve qualifying-wise tonight? The incentive is 2 in the top 10, and I think we can do that. I'm definitely going to do some slipstream qualifying, so I think we can definitely get both cars into Q3. We shall see how far up into Q3, but let's Let's see, finish position 1 in the top 10. I'd like to think we'll get both in the points. Don't know if we're going to get the fastest lap, but we'll give it a go. The new finish position streak is 2 in the top 12 for 2 races. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. And quali streak 2 in the top 12 for 5 races. This is the final race to knock that out, and then we'll get an extra 2.5 mil. So yeah, that shouldn't be too much of an issue as well. Keeping my fingers crossed on that. How you doing, Mr. Water? How you doing, Kneecaps? Victor's here as well. Good to see you guys. And War Hospital is back as well. New episode went live earlier today. That was, just over an hour ago. The first part of Chapter 2 of War Hospital. You will hear me querying whether the game got patched. I actually recorded the first 2 parts of Chapter 2 about a week ago and then just never got around to uploading them. I sat down on Sunday morning and for about 7 hours straight, which recorded episode after episode as well. And you'll hear me querying whether or not the game got patched. It had got patched between the first 2 parts that I recorded and then all the parts I recorded on Sunday. I hadn't even realised. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And we'll see the benefit of some of the things that were causing issues for me on my first attempt to do a Chapter 2. Right, back to the topic at hand, F1. We are good to go and ready to head to the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Welcome along to the spectacular setting of Austria. Set in the Austrian mountains, the Red Bull Ring offers fantastic views and thrilling racing. Originally built in 1970, the circuit has been part of the F1 season in its current format since 2014. The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones.
This time, teams have 2 races to contend with, as a sprint race will decide the starting order for the weekend's Grand Prix.
It's time then for another thrilling weekend of F1 drama.
Evening, Baron. Yeah, I was just sitting here looking at my chat and thinking, I love how friendly and how respectful the chat is. You know, it's a very small little community that watches these videos every day, but it's just like the entire chat page so far is just everyone saying good evening to each other, which is quite nice. Right, let's get straight into practice. So, got to nail the car on the first attempt. This is going to be tricky with the wet, so keeping my fingers crossed that we can get that sorted. Let me get the book, because we've only got this one session before sprint quali, so got to nail these setups. Let's start with the fuel. So we want 23 laps. And someone asked me on a video, it was the end of season finale at Abu Dhabi. Someone asked me in the comments afterwards whether or not running with the ERS in Harvest makes a difference. Now, over the weekend, I was just finishing off season 1 of my Mercedes file that I was doing on hard mode, and I got to the first race of season 2, and I thought, you know what, let's test this. So I ran one car on Harvest and one car just on neutral through all 3 practice sessions, and the car in Harvest had a much better wear rate on the ERS by about 3 or 4% over all 3 practice sessions. So yeah, from now on, whenever we drop the settings, we're going to be putting the ERS into Harvest as well, because it does slow down the wear rate on that as well by an extra little bit. Right, setup. If you want to know my thoughts on the RB20, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, Victor. I just want to get the cars on track first of all. Let's start with a 4.5, a 13.5, a 2.8, a 3, and a 0.3. There we go. Check the parts. Let's take out the engine, put in the old one. Same for the ERS. And that gearbox. There we go. Okay, so Schumacher's taken care of. Let's take care of Oscar. Start with a compound. We want medium tyres for this session, although we're probably going to have to switch to full wets given the forecast. Parts, let's do that next. So we want that engine, and we have to go with this ERS. 1% will not last, and that gearbox will last. That'll be fine. Right, setup next. Let's go with 5.5 and a 13, a 1.9, a 3.05 and a 0.9. And again, 23 laps. And who knows, hopefully, by using this with the ERS in practice, means we might actually be able to avoid having to buy another ERS for Oscar. I doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, let's get them onto the track and see how quickly it's going to start raining. Not that quickly, actually. We should get a full run in, or feedback in, before the rain hits.
Radio check. Yes, radio check loud.
Evening, Daniel.
Radio check.
Yep, radio check.
Yep, copy same.
Yeah, you never heard my thoughts on the RB20 because it had literally just been revealed as the stream went live. So I hadn't really had a chance to have a proper look at it. Very interesting. Very interesting. Kind of moved the goalposts potentially. It's a very aggressive evolution, as it was described by Christian Horner. They've flipped the side pods a little bit. You know, flipped the intake from horizontal to vertical. And they've added the big sort of shoulders along the side of the engine box in the same way that Mercedes has them, or had them on last year's car, has them in this game on their car. Mercedes have ditched those this year for a more conventional kind of approach, and Red Bull have now added them to their car. So are they faking someone out? Is that genuine, or have they picked up on something that they liked from the Mercedes last season? Are they moving the goalposts on everyone else as more and more teams have started to incorporate some of the Red Bull concepts into their designs this season? Very interesting. And their side pod side pod intake doesn't have the undercut, the big sloping undercut underneath the intake anymore. It now has an overbite, which is interesting as well. You know, no one else has got one of those. So, yeah, I'm very curious to find out how it's going to actually perform. I mean, same for all the teams, of course. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform. Testing is only 2 days away. Well, day and a half now. But, yeah, testing starts on Wednesday. 3-day testing, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then next weekend, it's the Grand Prix. So, not far away from some kind of answers. I'm a little tentatively worried about Williams. They are going to be late to testing, and it's not that long ago I remember them being late to testing, and their car was atrocious. I I don't think it's the same scenario or situation this time for that.
Watch those curbs.
Copy.
But it does kind of worry me a little bit that maybe they're a little underprepared. It reeks of rushing something. You know, I mean, a few years back when Claire Williams was still in charge of the team, and Williams, I think this is back when we had 2 pre-season tests as well. They didn't make the first one at all, and they were late to the second one. And their car was really uncompetitive. That was, I think, when they were Rocket as well. They had Rocket on their team as their team's primary sponsor, and they were the slowest car on the grid, which made me chuckle that it was a rocket ship, but a very slow rocket ship. Yeah, I do worry that maybe they're in a similar boat. James Bowser said that they've just really gone super aggressive on development. And they are definitely in better shape as a team than they were back when they had Rocket and they missed the entire first test and only made like half of the second test.
It does look like there could be some rain later
So
on.
I don't think it's... I'd like to think it's not that. I'd like to think maybe they have just, you know, been so aggressive with their design concept that they just needed a little bit of extra time to get everything put together. But I hope it's not that they're just completely underprepared, and yeah, I guess we'll find out when they do actually turn up. The Mercedes front wing is interesting if it's legal. Yes, that is very interesting. You know, the only team to have a wing like that. I mean, according to the regulations, by the letter of the regulations, it appears to be legal, but it's whether or not it goes against the spirit of the regulations that might get it tripped up and then subsequently outlawed. I don't know. Be interesting to see if it does actually give really good performance. I mean, it could be another one of those things that Mercedes have done where the problem they had was they chased with their zero pod car when they first introduced it. They introduced it based on chasing ultimate, you know, performance. But if the car doesn't operate in those conditions very often, then yeah, it's great to have all that theoretical performance, but if you can't actually use it, what's the point? Have they done something similar with the front wing? Is it only going to be, is it something that's going to be theoretically very strong, but it's only in reality going to work on certain you know, situations? In which case, have Mercedes, you know, shot themselves in the foot yet again?
Side ready.
So many interesting, you know, little questions that need to be answered. And as I say, we're less than 2 days away from finding out some answers. As much as you can read into, you know, pre-season testing.
How's the balance?
I think it's okay.
Copy that.
Oh, that's not good. 77 and
Where do you
93.
need help
Let's call
in terms
them
of
both
balance
in.
Switches.
Much better, much better.
Copy that.
Okay, so we're off on... Oh, wow, we're off on everything. All right. Let's go with a 13.5 rear wing. Let's go 5, 13.5, 3.7, 2.8, and a 0. And that is too extreme. That's not going to work. So Let's go 2.9 and a 0.15. That's still too extreme. Let's make that a 2.8. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. This could be a tricky one to figure out. Let's go 4.5, 13, 2.8, 3, and a 0.3. No, that's not going to work. We're going to have to wing this one. I haven't got anything that is even close to how this one could play out. So I think that has to be a 3.7. Maybe it is a 2.8. Okay. Yeah, completely spitballing on this one, but I think that looks pretty good. Let's put a bit more fuel in, just in case we have got it right. McLaren are hiding something as well. Yeah, well, every team hides something. They never show you exactly what the car is in the renders that get released. You know, there's always some details that are either fake or have obscured deliberately or have been photoshopped to just, you know, tweak something a little bit so that it's not quite so obvious. Yeah, it will be interesting to see exactly what the cars do look like when they hit the track. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what the cars actually look like. That's a lot of very small little changes, but might add up to a big thing. Or maybe... No, that's not going to do it. Yeah, let's give that a try. Let's give that a try. Again, we'll add some extra fuel, just in case we have got it right. Yeah, I say every team is, you know, they always hide something. You know, they either say blank something out or they put on an old, you know, part or a dummy part. Sometimes they don't even show their car at all. Like Williams, nobody knows what the Williams looks like because the livery they showed was on, you know, last season's car, not this season's car. So we have no idea what the Williams is going to look like. Very curious. And we may finally get a bit more information about the Hamilton move to Ferrari as well, once everyone gets to Bahrain, because we've heard hardly anything at all. Just that it happened, and it happened very quickly, or at least it happened very quickly if you're Toto Wolff. He found out about it on the Wednesday, and the announcement was made the next day. So, yeah, definitely will be interesting to hear a bit more about when Hamilton made that decision and why he made that decision. You know, what was it that... Wow. I was going to say, why is he so slow? But of course, everyone's on inters and we're on dries. Evening, Anthony. And now we're on the right tyres. And everyone else peels off into the pits, and we can carry on whizzing round.
Let us know your comments.
96. That's better. That's a lot better, considering it was, what, 75? How we doing with Mick? Just going to leave them on track and let them accrue. Well, I'm going to leave 92. Gone slightly backwards. Yeah, we'll leave them out, and then we'll try and make some last-minute adjustments before quali starts, and hope that we've got it right. And the success of Helldivers 2 continues to exceed all expectations, despite spending a week putting out bug fixes to try and sort out matchmaking issues and beefing up the servers ready for this weekend just gone. Friday night came round and servers went down. Well, I didn't get down, but they just got overloaded. Too many people trying to play the game at the same time, and they just, people couldn't get in. Myself included. I didn't actually play that much Helldivers this weekend because every time I tried, at certain points it was just busy. So, I didn't do a huge amount of Helldiving this weekend. I did some, and I did a bit this morning and knocked out some pretty tricky trophies that I wasn't expecting to get quite so easily. So I was quite pleased with that. But I saw a brilliant little post on on Reddit yesterday that said, yeah, I need about 100,000 of you to go outside and feel the touch of a woman so that I can log in. Evening, Derek. All right, let's qualify.
Qualifying is coming up, and we're close now to finding out how the drivers will line up on the grid for the sprint.
Just like a normal race qualifying session, drivers will battle it out for their starting grid positions. But this time, it'll be for the upcoming sprint.
Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
It's interesting because they weren't that fast in practice. I'm not sure if this was a lack of pace or just the team trying different things. But I imagine we'll see their true performance soon enough.
There's not much left to say, so let's get into it.
Okie dokie. Let's make those little last minute adjustments. That's interesting. So if I go... that might be a bit too much. What about if I go the other way? Back to where I was. So 4.5. Okay, so if I go to a 4, I have to make way too much of a change to bring that back that way. And then, yeah, that's not going to work. So, go to a 5. Take that back to there. Let me try that. See if that works. Fingers crossed that will work. Right, let's put in the good bits. So, 68% engine, that'll do. ERS, the 83%, and the gearbox, let's go with a 93%. And for Oscar, no, that's Mick. It's still Mick. Oh, 54%. That's not a good track for that. I'll run the 54% in Hungary, I think. Maybe. I'm going to continue with that ERS and hope. And we're going to run with that gearbox. What do I need to change here? So, I'm going to push the front wing to a... Or maybe not, actually. Maybe I can get away by just moving this. Oh, that's going to affect my traction. Alright, let's counter steer like that and then do that. Yeah, let's try that. One flying lap. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's qualify. Oh, I forgot to check weather. Yeah, it's going to rain almost immediately.
To start to work on your front tyres.
Are you still going to keep your job, Anthony, do you know? Or are you
Again, let's concentrate on those
persona
tyres
non
and brakes.
grata with the board now?
Copy.
What words were those, Derek? Were you saying, ah, this will be easy? Yeah, hard is definitely a challenge.
Gap ahead is good. Good to push.
Well, as long as you got medium, then you should be fine.
Track clear, track clear.
Low
Start.
will be fine as well. You'll get through, but you just won't get any money from the board. If you have medium confidence, you'll get a 750k payout. And if you get high confidence, you'll get 1.5 mil. But yeah, that's not going to happen. Given that you are struggling right now, I think it's highly unlikely you're suddenly going to get high confidence. But yeah, medium would be good. That would be nice. You'll get a little bit of extra cash, but you can scrape by on low confidence and still keep your job. So fingers crossed it all works out for you. All right, so
Currently P1.
That should be enough to get both our cars through.
Copy.
If it's not, we're in real trouble. Interestingly, though, Oscar was quicker than Mick, despite Mick getting the slipstream. And yeah, everyone's setting a lap and it looks like we're good. And we're up there with the Bulls again. Track is only going to get wetter. I don't think anyone's going to improve, so let's speed time up.
Oh,
So once again, both Mercedes out in Q1. Unless they can somehow manage to find a miracle. Bottas is trying to improve, but I don't think he's going to. He doesn't. Nobody improves. So both Mercedes are out in Q1 again. Tsunoda's out in Q1. That's a surprise. And Williams have definitely found something again. You know, they're right up there with us. I wonder if I'm going to need to change Mick's engine if he's going to be competitive this weekend. I might do that for the next session. I might put a better engine in Mick's car. Let's have a look. We should be good enough to get through with this engine. Oh, man. We got it so wrong on Mick's car. We went completely the wrong way on the cornering. Bugger. Can't really fix that. And we were close with Oscar. Can't really fix that either. Let me try a front wing adjustment with Mick. See if that does anything.
Should be great.
So, going to be a little different on this one. We're going to put them in manual.
Getting our tyres in the right window. Copy.
Okay, so let's concentrate on some tyre prep now.
Yeah, copy.
Move out of the way, Mick. Know your role. Your role is to get the slipstream, hopefully.
Come on.
Copy.
Okay, mate, no more lift and coast needed.
Copy.
We need recharge off.
Yeah.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
You can push more.
Copy. We're good to push on the tyres. Copy. No saving required. Copy.
Okay, recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Just trying to get him close enough.
Push on the tyres. Copy.
Oh, Oscar's going to get a beautiful slipstream here, I think.
Use energy. Copy.
Which is good because his tyres aren't up to temperature yet. And couldn't quite get Mick the slipstream, unfortunately, but he's going to get a second lap anyway, so hopefully that'll be enough. Oh, this lap's going to be mighty. Look at the margins, first to fifth. Less than 700ths of a second separating the top five. That's insane. But then it's a very short circuit, so you will see tiny fluctuations as opposed to bigger gaps.
No more DRS. Copy.
And that is good enough.
So recharge on, please.
Listed.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Copy. Maybe just take it easy on the straight. Copy.
Once again, the track is not going to improve, so we are through. Norris is out.
Okay.
Giovinazzi, Stroll, Zhou, and Pourchaire. It's interesting. Very interesting. Both Ferraris have made it through. And that's good because they are slower than the Williams at the moment. Well, in the last couple of races, they've not had great pace. So it's good that they're in front of cars that are quicker because they'll hold them up, hopefully. Make things a little easier for us, maybe. And we've got through the first two sessions with just one set of tyres, which is nice. Alright, is it going to rain in the final session? Probably. We did get a slight improvement with Mick there by pushing the front wing back up. Right, we're going to go 2 flying laps, and we are going to have a cool-down lap. Because I want to try and switch the position of our cars, if we can, so they both get a slipstream run. But we're going to have to adjust that on the fly, potentially, based on the weather. Let's see, it's going to rain in 4 minutes, so we're not going to have time for a cool-down lap. So once again, we're going to do 2 laps back to back, no cooldown.
Focus on your front tyres and brakes.
Copy.
So this is potentially going to put Mick on pole, because we're not going to get a slipstream with Oscar. He's going to be giving the slipstream. We'll let them do their normal warm-up, try and get the tyres into the right window. As soon as they start their flying laps, that's when we'll take manual control. Because we want to save the battery on the first lap. Evening horrific.
So track is clear. You can push when you're ready.
Okay, push. Let's go.
Yeah, copy. Good space at the moment. Let's go.
The season over, Norris has just been taken out by Magnussen. I didn't want to say anything when you got excited about going up to ninth, because I had a sneaky feeling that you wouldn't be finishing the ninth. Wow, Albon, where did that lap come from? Oh, I've just seen Verstappen is all over the back of one of the Ferraris. He's going to be getting a mighty tow. Oh, it just pips Albon, who had a stellar lap, but wow, we're setting purples with our 2 cars here. This could be very tight. Magnussen up to second, Ocon up to third. Wow. Here comes Oscar up to the line. Has he done enough? He has. A mix in second. We've got a front row lockout.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Yeah, copy. Okay, let's go. Recharge on.
And the track is getting very, very wet. No one's going to improve. We've got the front row.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good. That's our best ever quali, first and second. I think we've had like a second, third, or a second of first and third, or something like that, and then been, had both cars promoted up because of someone with a penalty, but that's us actually on paper taking pole position. And that was Oscar leading the way. He had no slipstream at all. That was awesome stuff. Right, now we just got to get through second practice and then the sprint. Let's see if we can hold on to the front row for the main race. That'd be nice. Right, hard tyres. We're going to go 50 laps of fuel. And of course we're going to swap out some bits. This will be a dry practice session. That'll be just about the last little bit of life we can get out of that gearbox, I think. And what can we do with Oscar? That engine. Still going to stay with that ERS and that gearbox.
Green light, green light. Watch those curbs. Copy.
I'm a Liverpool fan. I've been since I was a kid. Alright, hopefully we'll get our track knowledge very close to 100, if not at 100. Be nice to go into this race weekend with almost 100% confidence. We're not going to get that because of our setups. But the closest we can get, the better. So that the higher our default resting confidence level, the better our consistent pace will be. There we go. Nice productive practice session. Mick will start just inside very high confidence. Oscar nicely inside. Good stuff. Right, sprint time.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events. The sprint kicks off the racing action for the weekend, a 100-kilometre battle to set the grid for the Grand Prix.
It's not only the starting grid decided here, though. The top finishers in the sprint have the chance to score crucial championship points.
So who will reach the peak and who has a mountain to climb here at the Austrian Sprint?
Okay then. Gonna try and make the softs work, I think. Yeah, I'm going to try and make the softs work. I'm going to try and control the pace at the front. I don't know how successful this is going to be. But we'll give it a go. Normally I would go mediums, but I just want that traction off the line. Don't want to get jumped. I'm a little worried that Oscar's ERS unit is going to break in the race. Hope not. Right, let me check. Yep, let's send them out for the sprints.
We're ready for 24 laps around the Red Bull Ring in what should be a great sprint.
Drivers certainly don't shy away from overtaking on this circuit, meaning we should be in for a hotly contested competition here in Austria.
Well then, folks, it's time to get going. Here in Austria, we're all ready to go for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Okay, we're off and running. Hello again, Daniel. We did get jumped. Come on, Schumacher. Get that place back.
Okay, mate, we will be swapping cars.
Come on, come on. Excellent stuff.
Back off. Copy.
Right, let's see if we can control the pace.
Recharge back on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
Schumacher's going to be a sitting duck here.
Overtake is available. Copy. Energy is available.
Leave the battery on.
Copy. DRS enabled. Bring the pack up. Yeah, copy.
There we go. We're not going to break away from Max. We just don't have that kind of pace. Am I getting ready for next season's car? Yeah, we're doing as much research as we can. We're probably going to stop development on this year's car once the next two parts are done. Mainly because of costs.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Copy.
There's hardly anybody on softs. Wow, Leclerc's all the way down in 10th. On hard tyres. Are you talking real life or are you talking our Formula One race? Because, hello, I'm 1-2. Probably should have gone with 2 extra laps of fuel. This one's burning up pretty quickly. In real life, I don't know. I don't know. Pre-season testing starts in 2 days. Well, a day and a half. We'll find out some kind of idea as to how good cars are looking at that point. Does development on this year's car carry over to the following year, or are you better to research? Depends on the regulation changes. If only certain parts are being affected, then you definitely want to research those. If there's, say, for example, your wings are being affected, but not your side pods or your chassis, then development on those parts will kind of carry over. I mean, development will carry over anyway, but obviously there'll be those percentage changes at the end of the season. So the more you develop a car, the more you develop a part, the bigger loss you're going to suffer, because the value is, the percentage won't change, but the value change will fluctuate depending on how good that is. So you got a 5% reduction in performance, and the value is say 100, then next season that value will be 95. But if the value is 200, then that value will be 190. You're losing extra, you know, because that is higher. Now obviously that's just those numbers are just kind of generic, thrown out there for very ease and simplicity to understand. But the better the car is, the more the regulation changes will hurt that car. But if there are parts on that car that are not being affected by regulation changes, keep developing those parts and research the parts that are going to be affected, and then you'll counteract the losses, hopefully.
Let's just keep it on the track.
Yeah, hopefully you'll counteract the losses with the research, and you'll be fine against. You know, your other parts will still be pretty strong as well. It's not a bulletproof system, but I mean, it kind of works. It's better to focus on research if you've got a lot of parts that are going to be affected, and then not worry so much about developing the rest of the car. But you know, if you've only got one or two parts that are going to be affected, then obviously keep researching those, but just develop everything else, because they will be unaffected by the regulation changes, and then will carry over into the next season as they were.
Let's go recharge on, please. We can just focus on charging the pack. Bit of lift and coast where you can.
Evening, Toff.
Okay, recharge on, good job, recharge on. Recharge on.
Ocon moving up past Magnussen.
Recharge on. Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Hoping that Mick can burn up Max's tyres a little bit.
Look after front tyres.
Copy.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Just keep going. No pressure.
Yeah.
Energy if you need.
Copy, box.
All right. Well, now we can sit behind. We don't have to worry about losing too much temp in our tyres because the dirty air will help keep them, nice and warm without overheating them. We can continue to protect. We can get these batteries full again. We can maybe even save a little bit of fuel and then try sprinting away from Max in a few laps. Stay with him if we can.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Let Max do the heavy lifting. Pull us away from Ocon. Right, let's have a look a bit further down. Perez is under pressure. Just about staying with Gasly. Albon keeping him honest. Russell down in 9th. Leclerc still down in 10th place on those hard tyres. And you can see our tyres are pretty much the same conditions Max's, which is excellent because it means when we actually turn the pace back up again, we should have more than enough grip to get past him and pull away from them. But that's not going to happen for another 6 or 7 laps. Our plan now is just to sit nicely tucked in, but like this.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go.
Copy.
Oh, Gasly's making a move. He's really made a move.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Okay.
Say, just a few laps ago, Gasly was Ahead of, Danny's 7th place. 6th or 7th place. Albon now moving up to 6th. Perez has dropped down to 8th. Not worried about chasing fastest laps. They mean absolutely nothing in the sprint.
More lift and coast, please, in each zone.
Copy.
I am a little concerned about how quickly Gasly is pushing. He's closing that gap, and the last thing I need is another car getting involved in this little tussle we've got going here at the front. 10 laps to go. Tyre life is a little above the line, not quite high enough above the line though, as Oscar moves back in front of Max.
Sweet. Keep doing what you're doing. No safety.
And it looks like Gasly might have backed off a little bit.
No more lift and coast required.
Copy.
And how sweet would it be to win the Battle of the Bulls here on Red Bull's home circuit? Technically one of our home circuits. I mean, technically this team's got 3. They've got Silverstone. They've got this track, obviously, and well, I suppose you could say 4. You know, half of Red Bull, half of AlphaTauri is based in Italy. So you could argue that, you know, they've got 4 home circuits. The 2 Italian circuits of Imola and Monza are also home tracks. Gasly's coming again.
Use energy. Copy. Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
What do I think of the Madrid race coming? The render doesn't look great for the track map. We'll wait and see what it actually looks like. The simulation that I saw of a lap, you know, that Williams put together looks interesting, but I don't know. It's going to cause a huge amount of fallout in Spain. You know, there's a lot of historic, bitter rivalry between Barcelona and Madrid. Not just in terms of sport, but, you know, politically. And if Barcelona gets dropped in favour of Madrid, that's going to have some serious ramifications.
Recharge on.
Portimao was only ever on the calendar as an emergency measure because of, you know, COVID and cancellations of other tracks. That's why we had two rounds at Silverstone, 2 rounds here at the Red Bull Ring, 2 rounds at Bahrain, one at the the standard Bahrain International Circuit, the other at Sakir Short Circuit at the end of the season, where George made his Mercedes debut, stepping in for Lewis, who had COVID. That's why we also went to Mugello as well. I was hoping that we would see that stay around a bit more, but yeah. I mean, I like that circuit because it's got character. It's what a lot of these modern street circuits don't have, is they don't have character. They don't have big elevation change like this because they're public roads, There's a lot of great elevation change and some really, really interesting sweeping corners and some really technically tricky corners at Portugal. But
and energy is available. Yep.
Okay, recharge on.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
try and get these batteries full now, right
Save
before
fuel.
the death.
Copy. Recharge on.
Copy.
Leclerc is still down in 10th place. He's not able to make any progress whatsoever. McLaren are still out of the points entirely. Ferrari are down at the bottom end of the points. Aston have got one car in the points, one car in complete obscurity in 16th. This is looking good for us.
We need to focus on the energy now. Copy.
See Max just trying to stretch his legs just a little bit.
Understood.
And you are free to use the energy when you want.
Yeah, copy.
Lean on the tyres.
Copy.
He's just suddenly turned it on a bit. Can we catch him?
Two to go. Copy.
He's giving it the beans.
bring the pack up.
Yeah.
Lift and coast required.
Let Mick through because he's got more battery.
Keep your pace up.
I think we're just too far away to catch him. But we're going to try like hell.
You've got energy.
Copy.
ERS disabled, ERS disabled.
Okay, recharge on.
He's going to stay ahead of us, isn't he? Ah, the bastard.
No energy, bottom of the pack.
Still, second and third. That is 13 points just for the sprint. And sets us up nicely for the race. Max wins the first round of the Battle of the Bulls.
Max Verstappen over the finish line to win the sprint.
But we will definitely have another crack at him in the next part, in the main feature race.
Let's checkered flag.
And there's Oscar Piastri, having finished this sprint in the points.
Yeah, this was a really clever bit of strategy, and it's great to see that pay off.
Okay then, main race time.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
As we look ahead to the race, Karun, how do you think the morale is over in the Alpha Tauri garage?
Everything seems to be great, you know. They've certainly been delivering on a consistent basis, and right now, they'll just be concentrating on getting the job done.
And Austria is always full of surprises, so who knows what lies in store here at the Red Bull Ring.
One second. Okay, right. We have got rain in this race, which does complicate things just a little bit. Let's have a look at the forecast. It's going to come towards the end, so is that going to be enough for Inters? I don't know. I really don't. That might be asking a bit too much of those softs to try and stretch to the potential rain. Let's play it safe. Let's go soft, medium, medium. Like so. With the potential to switch that second set of mediums onto a set of inters. add in 3 extra laps of fuel. So we're going to be slow off the line, which is why I'm starting on the softs and not saving them for later. Want that extra traction. But I also want to be able to push and look after the tyres. So, let's see. Are we going to be really affected by the rain, or is it not going to be heavy enough to warrant a switch?
Here among the Austrian mountains, the grid is now set for the 71 laps of the Red Bull Ring. And for that man, Mick Schumacher, this could be an interesting race.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
This should certainly be a good one, folks. It's the race we've all been waiting for. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Head down, we'll leave you to it.
Where are we going to finish this season in the championship? I don't know. Target is 5th. We're currently 3rd.
Car's off there.
And Max has started on hard tyres.
Watch for debris.
We've got a big crash in turn 1. Oh, yes. That's definitely a big hit.
The team glued to the monitors and watching their hopes crumble away.
All right, so let's drop these tyres right down straight away.
Let's look after these tyres. Back off.
Copy.
I don't want you fighting.
And that is a penalty for Giovinazzi. Not a huge amount of surprise there. Done massive damage to their tyres, look at that. Both of them down to 50% on their set of hard tyres. Ooh. That's a huge loss of tyre grip. They're both into the pits. Is this just for a tyre change, or are we going to see anything else? I think the front wing is slightly damaged. Yes, there's some damage to Stroll's front nose. You can see on the left end plate there, it's a little bit damaged. Giovinazzi's nose absolutely destroyed.
Use everything.
Copy.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
Yeah, we're a long way off McLaren at the moment, but McLaren didn't score any points in the sprint, and they're outside the points right now as well. We're on for another double podium potentially. Whether we can get the top step of that as well is another matter, but Max is so quick even on hard tyres. But he's pushing those tyres, and we're not pushing our softs. You can see, you can see the wear rate difference there. So we should catch him up pretty quickly now.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
And there we go. Already we are back into the DRS quite comfortably as well.
So take it easy in the fast corners.
Copy.
It's a little early to think about that.
Push a bit more.
Yep.
Don't want to lose the DRS I've just got back into. Which apparently I did lose. Yeah, Max suddenly just turning it up again. All right, well, we'll let Oscar just naturally catch him up. I wonder if Max is just going to push those tyres really hard and still stop for something else. I wonder if he's going to go for softs or mediums on his next stop.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
Welcome back, Harmony. You've got a copy of the game, have you? Ah, good luck. I hope you find success. Yeah, all the hard tyre runners are pushing their sides. Leclerc's on hards again. Did he not learn anything from the sprint?
See if we can focus on recharge, please.
Copy.
Oh, wow. Schumacher just got absolutely breezed past there by Ocon, who's on a little bit of a tear right now.
Okay, mate, let's keep with him.
I'm going to try and close back up to Max. You need help with upgrading for next season. What's the best thing to do? You mean in terms of research? Whatever is going to be affected by regulation changes. Even Sadio, who is RVE? That's Richard Bashaw.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Yeah.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Overtaking is available.
Copy.
See if I can get Schumacher through here.
Alright, buddy, push, push.
Copy.
Try and throw it up the inside. Job
Bring
done.
the pack up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start tyre saving soon. Yeah, those hard tyre runners are treating their tyres like they're a set of mediums and just pushing them hard. The mediums are treating theirs like they're a set of softs. We're the only ones actually pushing our tyres at normal pace, I think.
recharge on.
Copy. Back off now.
Copy.
Looks like Ocon's going to jump us. Although he might have just given us the DRS. He did. Thank you very much, Esteban.
And recharge on, recharge on. Let's go recharge on, please.
Oh wow, Leclerc's dropped out of the top 10. Now down in 12th. It's just suddenly gone wrong for Leclerc in these last couple of races. He was looking mighty at the start of the season, and he's just drifting away at the moment. Norris has got himself up into the top 10. Tsunoda's still stuck behind Pourchaire, but he's alongside him. Going to try and get him up the hill. Should do easily here. Question now is, will he be able to hold him? Yes, he will. Look at that. He's way ahead of him already. Leclerc's on a push.
And recharge on, recharge on.
And fighting past Zhou. Can he hold that position? Yuki's going to be closing in on these two very quickly, I think. I think we just lost the DRS with Oscar.
Use energy.
Copy.
What's Leclerc's components like? Not sure. We'll have a look in a second. Just want to see if I can get Oscar back in the DRS. And then keep him there. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, pretty rough. Pretty rough. His engine's in the yellow, his gearbox is pretty rough, and his ERS is about to join them. That's Max against Mick and Oscar. And we're just drifting out of the DRS again. All right, we're going to have to up our tyre pace.
We can push more.
Yep. Copy.
Saving the tyres is just costing us a little bit too much.
Come on.
That Red Bull is still very quick. Despite us having really strong pace here this weekend, it's not quite as good as I would like it. Here we are suffering a little bit in the medium and a fair bit more in the high speed, unfortunately, with the way our chassis affecting our aero. I'm just going to hope that these two don't do anything stupid to each other by letting them loose.
Let these guys go.
Copy.
See if we can use some slingshotting to get themselves back into contention. I'm also going to burn up what's left of Oscar's battery now.
Use energy.
Yep.
Let's see if we can drop Ocon in the process. Just don't quite have the pace to keep up with Max, unfortunately. So frustrating. We're again just so close.
Let's go recharge on, please. Recharge on.
No more DRS.
So look at the weather. Still no real indication as to whether or not that's going to need inters. Looking at that, I don't think it is. As Gasly has pushed up and got past Ocon. Oh wow, coming up to the lap, Giovinazzi already. Stroll's only another 4 seconds up the road. That's Giovinazzi lap. Can we catch him in a really favourable place on the track? That would be nice.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Tyre conditions good, we can push a bit more.
Yeah.
Mick's checked out. Not Mick, sorry, Max. Max has checked out. I don't think we're going to get him. Looks like he's going to win the Battle of the Bulls.
Use energy.
No real surprise, I suppose. But for a moment, it was looking very promising. Oh, you signed Murphy. Ah. Did you replace Oscar or have you kept him?
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Yeah.
Recharge on.
are closing on Max, but not by a lot.
Recharge on.
Understood.
And we've now broken away from Ocon and Gasly by running the increased pace. Perez up to 7th, Russell in 10th, Norris now up to 9th, Leclerc's up to 11th. Sainz and Bottas still languishing at the back of the grid. As we come up to Lapland Stroll. See what times Stroll is posting. 112 is not realistic because he got lapped on that lap. Let's see. Oh, he's doing 110s. Oh yeah, he's got serious damage to his car. Not just now that little bit of wing damage he had, he's got some other big damage. For him to be that far off the pace.
Gasly has boxed.
Gasly and Ocon both boxing at the same time. This is going to be a real battle of the pit crews here. See who comes out on top.
Good to push.
Copy.
Medium tyres for Ocon. Medium tyres for Gasly, who is going to get out just in front again.
Box.
Copy box.
Come on, buddy, keep pushing.
We need to focus on.
His son James Allison as well. He's just hiring the entire Mercedes technical team here.
Okay, mate, copy that.
Box.
Copy.
Ah, Red Bull are lining up for a stop. Now, which driver is that for? Is that Ferrari? It's Ferrari. Russell coming in. 2.3, not bad. Where are we going to feed out? We're ahead of Gasly, as we should have been. But he's closer than I would like.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Which means Oscar may well come out behind him.
Slow now.
Copy. Oh, let's go pit lane.
Copy. Lift to coast is required for temperature. Copy.
So we're going to get a big undercut on Max. It's just a question now as to what Max does. Yeah, you sign Romet. You are signing the entire Mercedes stuff by the look of it. 2.3, another good stop.
exit.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. We blocked Gasly and Schumacher's through.
Charge is good.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Overtake is available. No saving required.
Yeah.
Norris into the pits. And he's going with more soft tyres. Strolls in. And he's gone mediums. That's his second stop. Don't forget he started on hards and then destroyed them immediately in that collision with Giovinazzi. We're going for a fastest lap with both of our drivers here. Who signed Bono? Yeah, I told you. Best engineers to sign. Probably Ben Michel and definitely Josh Peckett. I always sign Josh. There we go, fastest lap for Schumacher.
Okay, so let's look after these tyres. Recharge on.
Back off in high speed.
Copy.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Yeah, take it easy.
Copy.
Oh, so you're keeping Oscar. Good man. Alright, Perez in the pits. Another set of softs for that Ferrari. Red Bull now 1 and 2 in the race, but 11.5 seconds between them both. Although Leclerc's tyres in much better shape than Max's. I wonder if Leclerc's going to try and go for the, for the rain window. That's a bit extreme.
Right then, we can take a look now. Now here we are tackling turn 3. The opportunity.
That's a solid overtake for Oscar, and he'll get the DRS on the exit as well. There it is.
And Oscar Piastri climbs higher.
And that should put him in peak confidence now. Which it has. So both my drivers with sky-high confidence. And there is Porsche into the pit, so we got that overtaking just in time to get that confidence boost before he boxed. Let's see if Haas are still as slow as ever at pit stops. Yeah, pretty much. How is Max keeping his pace up so high?
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Oh, Max finally boxes. And he's gone hards again. What?
Magnussen has now boxed.
That makes no sense to me at all, that he's gone hard like that. You can bet he's going to push those tyres, though. He's going to be under immediate pressure from Ocon, because Ocon's tyres are very much up to temperature.
Karun Chandon, talk us through this one.
We see the Williams crew ready here. Oh, it's the rear
sticky
left
wheel
that's
nut.
gone too loose.
Schumacher moves up past Joe.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. It's certainly inviting. And that's second place now.
Good stuff. Now just 2.8 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. What engine? Well, you know, I love a good Mercedes engine. It's not the most powerful engine, but it's very good pretty much everywhere else. But, you know, after so many seasons of racing with Mercedes engines, I have mixed it up with Ferrari engines this season. And that little bit of extra power.
Focus on bringing the pack back up. Use energy.
Yeah, the power threshold's really good. You know, the engine cooling is very good. It's good on gearboxes and ERS. You know, it's a very good engine. It's just lacking that tiny little bit of power. You could re-sign with Honda.
Lovely stuff.
Good job.
Evening, Shubham. I will read your question in a bit more detail in just a second. Just want to get my drivers prepped. There we go. Right, so hypothetically, if I were to start a new hardcore manager career with a more successful team...
Crash ahead, crash ahead, crash ahead.
Oh, hang on, yellow flag.
Caution.
Let's see what happened there. Here we are down at turn 7.
Oh, this is the Haas cars.
Tight it is. And not just one car involved.
Oh man, that Stroll with now rear wing damage. He's just been getting absolutely battered today.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today. That is for sure.
What harder objectives would I set to achieve over a few seasons? Are you asking for suggestions because that's what you're wanting to do, or just a hypothetical question to see what I would do? I know you said hypothetically, which kind of leans towards option 2, but you know, I'm curious. Racing incident, no penalty for Maloney or Stroll.
So this is what happened, and it was Mick Schumacher involved.
And that is Mick moving past
opens up for them.
Charles Leclerc and into the lead.
And we've got a new race leader.
I need to think about that. I mean, I don't know if I would do a hardcore series with a successful team. I think the whole point of a hardcore series is to make it a long-running series, you know. And if you go with a strong team, that limits how long that series is going to go, because you're already starting from a much stronger position, not just in terms of car performance, but in terms of drivers. In terms of facilities, you know, that will have a huge impact on how quickly the car can be developed.
Let's get back on it. Let's go recharge on.
I mean, if you really wanted to do something like, you know, that, I mean, you could go an Italian Ferrari, an all-Italian Ferrari. So you could... As Leclerc finally boxes, let's see what tyres he puts on. Max is now just a second behind us.
Okay, push. Let's go.
Oh, he's got a bad stop. It's just not working out for Red Bull. So if the rain's not bad, he's definitely going to go with another set of softs later in the Grand Prix. I would say if you're going to do something like that, then, like I say, an all-Italian Ferrari. So get rid of Javier, because he's Spanish, and replace him with Mattia Spini from AlphaTauri. Yeah, you could replace your drivers, or at least replace one of your drivers. Maybe say get rid of Sainz, so you've still got a competitive driver for season 1, and replace him with Giovinazzi. And then there are a couple of young Italian drivers that you could look at in the reserves. So you could go with Gabriele Mini and Fornarelli. Those two young Italians, they're in F3, so you can't sign them for until, I think, season 2 at the earliest, maybe even season 3. There aren't really a great selection of Italian drivers, you know.
We need to focus on the energy now.
At a rank where they can go straight into the team.
Push the tyres.
Oh, god damn it. Max has got me already. Fight him. Fight him. Do not let him through.
So recharge on, please. Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to. Copy.
It will be tricky because you've got to try and avoid getting fired. you know, by having Giovinazzi in the car from day one makes that a bit of a challenge, because you've still got Leclerc in the car, so you're still going to get some strong results out of him, but Giovinazzi is not going to be anywhere near the same pace as Sainz. So you're going to have one car that performs really well and one car that performs okay. And you've got to manage the board's expectations. You certainly won't be winning any, Constructors' Championships in the first season. Not without a huge amount of luck. And on hard mode, even with Carlos Sainz there, and you're going to need a lot of development to win both championships in the first season. It's doable on hard mode, but it's not straightforward.
Okay, recharge on. Copy.
Oh, got another impact on the grid somewhere. Russell's had an off. Is that a lockup or a spin? It's a crash. Ah, that's clumsy. That's Albon, I think.
While all that was happening, the crew...
Oh man, Russell's all the way down in 17th. And it was Albon. Albon's got a little bit of wing damage on the front left end plate.
Alright mate, recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
Right, still no indicator as to what's happening with the rain. Max has to stop again. He's gone half hard, so he can't finish the race on those tyres. I mean, that might be a challenge for me on the next game, maybe. Going all Italian Ferrari. Depends on what the junior driver situation looks like on the next game.
Okay, so let's keep going. Keep looking after these tyres. Bring the pack up.
Recharge back on, please. Recharge on.
Copy. Okay, deployment should be good.
We will be swapping cars.
Just going to save the life in the battery a little bit. Staying in harvest mode longer than we need to. We'll just stay tucked up like this I mean, if we start to struggle in the traction zones, which is looking like we are, so we're going to go straight to neutral.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy. Recharge
I
off.
thought if we could stay close, we could maybe just not use the battery at all and try and save a little bit of its life, but yeah, let's just stay in neutral. The batteries are fully charged. If we need to use them, we can. If we don't, we'll just stay like this and keep our lap times consistent enough to stay with Max. Just can't let him break away from us again. Not like he did last time. Leclerc's back outside the points again. Norris and Ocon trading places right now. And they're both steaming up to the back of Perez's Ferrari. Ah, there's the wet weather warning. But again, look, it's still going to be dry. I wonder if Max has pulled off a master stroke here so he can just switch on to inters in about 20 laps time, just to see out the last few laps. I'm trying to stretch these tyres now because I'm wary of the fact that we may need a little splash and dash on inters, but I want to try and go soft for the final stint, so I'm trying to just stretch these mediums a little bit.
Overtaking is available.
Copy.
You can use energy.
Copy.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Yep. Okay, recharge on, recharge on. Copy.
Okay, mate, good job. No more lift and coast required.
Yeah.
Max is looking to brake.
Use energy.
Yep. Copy.
We need some pace.
Copy.
Rain is going to start falling. I'm a little concerned that our performance is suddenly going to drop dramatically in these conditions. An extra 4 laps.
Recharge on. Copy. Rain falling now in the pit lane. Copy.
Okay, we need some more lift and coast, please. A bit more in each zone.
Copy.
Max is definitely trying to break away from us again.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Let's go recharge on, please.
Copy.
Again, we don't have the greatest weather center. So what we're seeing in the prediction might not be truly accurate. Rain could end up being heavier than is predicted. Science is boxing. So let's see, what tyres is Science putting on? He's putting on brand new softs. So he's obviously confident that the rain's not going to be high enough for Inters. Yeah, Max has checked out, look. Just can't keep up with him at the moment. He's got too much life left in those tyres for us to stay competitive with him. We haven't got anything left on ours.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on.
Okay.
We have been able to pull out a big gap over Gasly though. So, yeah, we might not win this Battle of the Bulls. Which was always going to be a long shot, let's be honest. But we can secure another double podium. It was 13 points for the sprint. It's 33 points for the race. 18 points for second. 15 points for third. And we've currently got the fastest lap as well, which is unlikely to be challenged now, with rain now making the track slower. So that's actually 16 points for Mick. So 34 points. So 47 points this weekend. That's good. That's really good. Max is on for 25 for the win, plus 8 for the sprint. Leclerc did not get points in the sprint. He's currently on for 2. We might just outscore Red Bull.
So a recharge off.
Copy.
But we're not really fighting Red Bull. We're fighting Ferrari. We're fighting yellow flag. It's not us. Maloney running wide. Okay, so medium tyres for Perez. Medium tyres for Ocon. So again, the AI obviously thinks that it's going to stay dry enough. Evening, Army. That's medium for Maloney as well. So yeah, we might have that little wobble around lap 65, where it does briefly go into full wet territory. Into territory, but I don't think it's going to last for very long. Maybe a lap or two. Max is going to be blisteringly quick because he's going to have to stop for softs, but he's not going to stop for a while. We have got an undercut chance. Again. Thought I'd turn that off. I didn't realise it was still running.
let's push, come on.
Copy. Pick up the pace.
Use up these tyres.
Copy.
It's up to 62, 63 mil. I'm wondering, is it going to hold like this? It's going to be right on the cusp of inters. I don't want to push the tyres now. I want to wait and see what's going to happen.
Copy.
Is it going to get to the point where inters are going to be the right choice? It's almost there.
So focus on bringing the tyres down. Copy.
It's not quite there, but it's almost there. Yeah, I think we've got to. I think we've got to go inters. I don't want to box early just in case. I'm going to stay out another lap. I probably should have boxed that lap. It's still climbing. It's going to go inters.
All right, let's keep closing up. Great job.
I should have boxed.
So we will box now.
Copy. Box.
Box for inters, box.
Yeah, our radar is
Push now.
Copy.
not as accurate as it could be. Don't hit each other. Don't hit each other, for God's sake.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Let's see, is Max going to box this lap? I would love to box both cars, but I would lose so much time. If I just push Oscar flat out like this, I will lose less time.
Copy. Pedantry.
Come in, nice and steady.
Copy.
Oh, it's coming down. How much is it going to come down? Joe's in. Ah, it's a bad stop.
All right, sorry about that.
Joe's going mediums. And now I don't know what to do with Oscar because the track's drying up again.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Copy.
I need to give it another lap.
Back off.
Yep. Copy.
I need to see what mixed pace is going to be like. Have I just shot Mick in the foot? Gasly's in. What tyres is he putting on? He's going inters. Okay. That gives me a bit more confidence. The AI is now thinking it's inter time.
Box.
Copy, box.
Box for new inter.
Oh, fuck. Mick.
No, it's tricky, doing a good job. Let's keep it up.
Here's the replay. Now the Alpha Tauri involved here. Nothing at this point. Very heavy on the brakes, and they ended up...
Ah. Damn it, we're behind Gasly now. 4 places. It's getting wetter again. Well, not really. It's staying about the same. There's a real risk there that we're going to overheat these tyres before it gets wet enough for them to actually be of any real use.
To clear on exit.
Leclerc's in, and he has gone into us. This is one of those really, really rare situations where it's just not quite clear which is the right tyre. I love it. I love that we have this uncertainty. And the AI seems to be a little uncertain as well. We've got so many drivers who are still out there on their dry tyres. Some have recently put new dry tyres on, like Ocon and Zhou and Russell. Max is absolutely flying right now, though. He is so far ahead of us.
Wow.
Of course, Mick's confidence is destroyed by that lockup and 4 places lost. Salt at the ready, says Hedgehog. What was the time? I didn't even see what Oscar's time was. I was so busy looking at the leaderboard. But I think R12 has just, R23 has just become a lot worse than that. .6. Was it a slow stop for Oscar as well? Fuck me. I was wondering why we were so far back. Our first 2 stops were good. We had 2.3s on our first stops for both cars, but I think our pace is just off.
Sonoda has pitted.
.11. I think I've screwed up royally here. I think I should have put a set of softs on and just pushed them like crazy. I mean, Ocon's quicker than us right now, but he has to stop. Because it is going to be into territory. It's just a question of whether or not we can avoid losing enough time. The track's getting wetter. Thank God for that.
Keep your pace up. Keep your cool. Let's keep going. Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres. Back off now.
Yeah.
Overtake is available. And energy is available.
Copy.
Yeah, we're just getting... we're losing so much time right now. I need Mick's confidence back up. It's nowhere right now. It's just not quite wet enough yet for these inters. It needs to be about 0.8, 0.85 for these to be slightly better than the softs and the mediums, etc. Yeah, the dry tyres. Oscar's still in for a net second place at the moment. It is going to get wetter in the closing stages. If we can just stay close enough, everyone else might well box. If they do, we're still in second. If they don't, then we're going to have to fight like hell to catch up. Not pushing the tyres harder yet because they're overheating, so they're going to degrade quite quickly. We'll have some rubber left. As soon as the rain gets a little bit more intense and the track gets a little bit wetter, I will start pushing the tyres. For now, I'm just relying on fuel and battery. And Max is in. And he has gone into us, and he's so far ahead of us. He's going to win this by a country mile now. But it does mean, if Max is in, we can expect Norris, Albon, Ocon, Zhou, Perez and Magnussen to box very soon. Look how far Max is ahead now.
DRS disabled, DRS disabled.
No more energy for now.
Yep.
Magnussen boxes.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Right, ready, push, push.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Copy.
Now we're at that crossover point. We're going to start to see more cars boxing. This is where we start to move back up the order again. At the moment we're second and fourth because we're behind Gasly. About 4 seconds behind him. And mixed confidence is still utter garbage. Norris is in. And he's going to come out in front of Mick. Ah, disaster. That lockup has just destroyed Mick's chances of a strong finish. I should have gone soft and just sprinted. So now, instead of a 2-3, it's going to be a 2-5, I think. And still, Albon is staying out. And now, look how quickly we've caught the back of Albon.
Pull out to take some air on the straight.
Yep.
God, Russell's catching me. Oh God, that's just going to destroy my confidence again. No.
Let's keep going. Okay, let's try again.
Albon finally boxes.
Albon is pitted.
Come on, Mick, stay with George.
Slightly bigger lift and coast in all areas, please.
I really don't want to cook these tyres too much. It's finally going to turn actual damp, and the DRS is going to get switched off in a few laps' time. About 4 or 5 laps, I think, maybe. Oh, maybe a bit longer than that, maybe about 6 or 7 laps.
Keep at the pace as much as we can.
Copy.
Mick's going to lose so many places if I can't get his confidence up.
Think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Starting to really destroy that tyre of his now.
Okay, so let's look after these tyres.
God damn it, I'm out the DRS already. It's all I can do to stay with Russell right now, and I can't even do that. If I could have just stayed in front of him and got a couple of defences in, I would have been able to get a little boost to Mick's confidence, pick his pace up a little bit. And we're just bleeding time. It's a yellow flag, it's not Mick. It's Zhou. That helps.
Look at that. Zhou Guan Yu is the focus here. And that won't help their chances. Fighting with the car just a little.
That's going to bring him closer to Oscar. It's still not a guarantee that anyone's going to stop. They might try and tough it out. In which case, it's a disaster for Schumacher.
Recharge on.
It's still not wet enough. Come on. Need more water. Good news is, I'm only about 4 seconds away from Ocon. Less than 4 seconds. And when the track does go damp, I will absolutely have the pace to retake second place on the track without the need for the pits. But Mick needs a miracle. Russell's flying. He's just got past Norris. Norris also on those inters, as is Gasly. Perez's mediums are dead though, and he is lapping slow. There's a chance for Mick to get back into range here. An extra 0.01 mil of water.
Do what you can to keep your tyres cool.
Yep.
keep that gap down.
Let's get the DRS off the
No
back of...
saving required.
Copy.
I don't know if that's for sure.
No lift and coast required from our side at the moment.
Or Giovinazzi. That's no help at all. It was for sure. Perez is struggling. He's been passed by Russell. He's been passed by Gasly. He's about to be passed by Norris. And the track's getting a little bit wetter again. We're all over the back of Ocon, and Zhou is into the pits for Inters. We're all over the back of Norris and Perez. There's a chance here to try and get an overtake in. It's a double overtake. That's a huge confidence boost. Mick's back into medium confidence at just the right time because he's within a couple of seconds of Gasly. If I can get on Gasly, that puts me into high confidence.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
Use energy.
Yep. Copy.
Yeah, use the free air.
Yep.
There we go. Second place is secure.
Lift and coast.
Copy.
We are hunting Gasly down. Can Mick salvage this? Ocon and Russell are both on old slick tyres. If they stay out, they're really going to struggle. Gasly's going to be tricky. His tyres are in much better shape. I just need to get into range to get the DRS before that goes away.
No lift and coast
So
required.
close.
Copy.
Up to 0.9 mil.
We can just focus on charging.
I'm already 4.5 seconds clear of Ocon. Come on, Mick, you're so close. You're so close. You're fighting Gasly for the podium here. 0.92 mil. There we go. DRS is going to get switched off any moment. Up to 0.95. We're almost there. This is my last chance to get in the DRS overtake before it gets switched off. I've got no battery left. Just give it everything I've got just to make sure I get in the range and get in the slipstream. Maybe get one last spurt of DRS. As Russell overtakes Ocon. And there goes the DRS, it's just been switched off.
Can we do lift and coast?
Oh, you bastards! I had that move.
Okay, so let's cool the car now.
Copy.
And now Gasly's away. Got the extra confidence though. We're back up into high confidence. This is so tense. And Russell dives in for Inters. Right, can I catch Gasly?
Russell has boxed.
I got 4 laps to hunt him down and pass him to get the podium. And we've absolutely destroyed mixed tyres. They're down to 59% against 80% on Gasly's car. But I've got no choice. I've got to keep pushing like this if I want any chance of getting back into third place. I don't get the Dumbledore reference because I haven't read any of the Harry Potter books. I've not seen any of the Harry Potter films.
3 to go.
So I have no idea which book/film you're referencing with that. We were 300ths quicker on that last lap. It's not enough. Come on, Mick.
Okay, mate, no more lift and coast needed.
Copy.
Fastest lap is secure. That's not getting taken away from us. Not only is that extra point, but it's also extra money. But I think I've asked too much of Schumacher to try and get third place. So frustrating. And Max just, yeah, he played it perfectly with his tyres.
2 to go.
Yeah.
More lift and coast, please, in each zone.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Cap's going back up again. I just haven't got enough left.
Last lap now.
I need something mighty to get in the DRS zone for the final DRS straight. Not enough.
No more lift and
Needed the
coast required.
DRS zone. Oh no, actually no, there is no DRS, is there? I just needed to be closer.
Max Verstappen over the finish line.
That's
and
it.
Today's winner.
Ah. Max comfortably wins the Battle of the Bulls then. That's a shame. That's such a shame. For a moment, it looked like we might be on for another win, but it's another podium. It's a double podium. No, it's not a double podium. But it's another podium. So that is 4 this season. We just need 2 more in the remaining races, and we've got our long-term objective done. With those new rear wings at Silverstone, and then the new suspensions at Hungary. Could we podium the next 2 races?
Well done.
That'd be nice. Solid drive from Oscar. I made a mistake with the tyres. But yeah, very pleased with how things turned out.
Now, wasn't it an excellent
on paper, the double podium was there, but in reality, second and fourth, very good.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. The man from down under, Oscar Piastri, heads up to our podium.
They're going to need a new shell for this raid, a 3rd trophy for them this year.
Well, there were mountains to overcome here in Austria, but those 3 managed to climb to the top. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Kareem, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And that's it for this weekend here in Austria.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
So then, confirmation of the final result. Max does get the win. It was just a little bit too much, but still solid points though. Second place for Oscar is 18 points. 12 points for 4th place for Mick, plus the point for the fastest lap. So we still come out with 31 points. Plus the 13 we got in the sprint. That's 44 points this weekend. That is solid work. Fantastic showing from our drivers there this weekend. Let's see if we look a bit further down at the bottom. No points for Ferrari. That's kind of a decent recovery of sorts for Mercedes. They're still so far off the boil. Both McLarens got into the points in the end. 6th place for Norris, 8th place for Yuki. So they're going to pick up 12 points there. That's a bit of a shame. They were on for no points at one point earlier. Aston do get some big points with Gasly, 15 of them, but no Stroll, which is good. It minimises their point haul and gives us a real chance to stretch away from some of those teams and close up on McLaren. So let's see what that's done to the drivers' standings. Max now moves into 1st place. It's only his 2nd win of the season, although he has got the sprint win as well. But just a terrible showing for Charles Leclerc this weekend. So he's gone from being a bit of a runaway leader to now being behind by 15 points. Oscar up into 3rd place in the championship, ahead of both of the McLarens now, jumping both of them tonight. 24 points over the race weekend from the sprint and the race. Mick also climbing 2 places up into 6th place. Jumping Ocon and Russell. Russell getting no points at all this weekend. 20 points for Gasly. That's a huge amount of points for him, and it's brought him just above his teammate by 1 point. Just a single solitary point there for Perez. Some decent points for Williams, 15 of them this weekend. 10 points for Zhou, 5 points for Magnussen, who moves above Pourchaire. They see Albon picking up a few points. And still, it's no points for Bottas, Maloney, Giovinazzi, or for Shaw. Let's see what that's done to the Constructors' Championship. So, Red Bull stay top with 359. McLaren in 2nd, just 12 points earned this weekend. So they are now 52 points. No, sorry, 152 points behind Red Bull. And we have closed the gap. 44 points means we are just 17 behind McLaren now. And we are 89 points clear of Aston Martin, who move above Ferrari into 4th place. 3rd place is starting to look a little bit more secure. Ferrari suddenly just really having a bit of a nightmare. These last couple of races, they've really struggled to score points. Alpine in 6th place, get another 7. They're on 76 now. Big points for Williams. Sees them close the gap a little bit by 8. But they're still a way off. They are still 27 points behind Alpine, but comfortably ahead of Haas now, who have failed to score again. Mercedes still with that one solitary point for Carlos Sainz. And still no points for Alfa Romeo. Let's see how we did in the pit stops. We had 2.3 second stops. Were they good enough to win the competition? No, they were not. Oh, 2.1 second stop for Charles Leclerc. And a 2.3 just pipping us for Perez. Good stop for Russell as well. He was up there in 5th, which is good. Gets him 1 above Max. Takes a few extra points away from Red Bull. So it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Both teams, I think, scoring 33 points. We got 27. Oh, yeah, because I was looking at Perez's points. Yeah, we get 27, they get 33. But we're still a long way ahead of them. We're still 122 points clear. So we're looking pretty good right now. And we do have the fastest pit stop of the season so far with that 2.14. Slightly quicker than Red Bull's 2.17. Mercedes, no points in the pit stop challenge for the first time in a little while. Ferrari, with some points, moves them a little bit further away. Their 5-point gap has now become a 33-point gap. McLaren try and close the gap a little bit to Mercedes, but they're still a way off. Alpine still hot on their heels as well. No points for Aston or Alfa this weekend, and still no points overall for Haas or Williams. Let's have a look at our driver cards. 13 successful overtakes, 13 failed for Mick, 19 successful defences, 14 failed. Let's take a look at the performance for Oscar. 9 successful overtakes, 16 failed, 16 successful defences and 8 failed. Mick's defensive work, a bit sloppy, but with his confidence destroyed, he did lose a few positions in quick order there as a result of that. Good recovery, though. Very good recovery. That double overtake he pulled off to jump him straight up to strong medium confidence made a huge difference to his race pace. And in terms of the sponsors, let's have a look. Well, we achieved our performance targets, which was a finish position of, 1 in the top 10? I think it was 1 in the top 10. Quali position, we said 2 in the top 10, and we achieved that. Performance guarantees. Oh no, that was their incentive, was to get 2 in the top 10, and we achieved it. We got the fastest lap. We got both cars into Q2 and both cars into Q3, and we completed the quali streak as well. So we come up with 6.6 million. Very nice. Very nice. And the rear wing is ready. So we've got 4 days until Silverstone. Much as I'm loath to rush them, these have been significantly delayed, and as you can see, they are worth quite a bit of performance. Some big dirty air gains, 6%, over 6%. Some nice downforce gains, specifically in the high speed where we are weak at the moment. A really nice boost to the medium speed. Some nice acceleration boost, a little bit of an improvement to our DRS, which is already strong, and a really nice speed boost when we're already pretty strong there as well. So, this will definitely help us. We'll get those on the car for Silverstone and just pray we get good weather. Let's have a look. Let's get some more research started. And let's start a rear wing project. We've got hours available. We're going to put half of our allocation onto a rear wing, and the other half will go on another project. Let's see, we want to boost the areas that are going to suffer the most. There we go. Let's go 2 engineers on that. And in 3 days, we'll be able to get another research project going where we can put the other half of the hours onto something. Right, let's check in with the board. What did they think of that? They were delighted, as they damn well should be. We've got high confidence with the board. That's so nice to see. Look at this. 4 podiums done. Now, we just need 2 more, and we've got 13 more races to go. To try and get just 2 more podium finishes. Obviously, a double podium still only counts as 1. It's races, not actual podiums themselves. Otherwise, we'd already have that, because we've had quite a few double podiums now, I think. Or have we? Is that our first double podium of the season? I think Mick's got 2 podiums, hasn't he? I know he had that one where he finished on the podium and Oscar finished in like 8th. Sure, Mick has 2 podiums. Let's have a look. Yes, Mick has 2 podiums. So there you see 2 podiums for him and 3 for Oscar. So we'll be on 5 podiums if they were counting doubles. Let's have a look. Oh god, now the wind tunnel's playing up. Hey, look at that. My dark horse, Gabriele Mini, actually scored a win. Oh, that's glorious. So, let's see. He had to do in the sprint. 5th in the sprint. And 1st in the race. And let me see. Is the other Italian driver I was talking about? There he is. Leonardo Fornaroli. He's the other young Italian driver. That's in the lower ranks. So if you did want to do like an Italian only driver lineup for Ferrari, those are the 2 to watch for: Fornaroli and Gabriele Mini. Right. Oh wow, that's a lot of broken parts. Car 1's okay. I don't want to look at the inbox for the email, so I'm not going to. We're going to do that next episode. I don't want to spoil today. I know it's a problem with the wind tunnel. I don't want to deal with that now. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Just looking at the weather forecast for tomorrow's race at Silverstone, we are going to have a potentially damp quali, but we are going to have a dry race. We can use our mighty straight line speed and our mighty DRS to great effect, and maybe, just maybe, we can actually beat Red Bull in a proper battle of the bulls. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon. And, of course, more War Hospital tomorrow as well. A whole bunch of episodes for Chapter 2 on their way. 1 a night every night until Chapter 2 is done at 7 p.m. to give you a chance to get a little peek at that before we start our stream. I'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. Until then, take it easy.